Just from people at my high school. I remember hearing about it. I liked that obviously it didn't accept government funding. I liked that about Hillsdale. I also like that I got a full tuition scholarship at Hillsdale.
Over the course of her career, Kat Timpf, a well-known television personality and libertarian columnist in the United States, has attracted a considerable amount of attention. In addition to appearing on other Fox News shows, she is currently a regular panelist on the show Gutfeld, which is broadcast on Fox News. Even though she was able to capture the attention of the media with her eloquence and her wild sense of humor, she has been the subject of speculation in the media, and questions have been raised about the nature of her personal relationship. Nevertheless, there is a lack of information regarding her husband, Cameron Friscia. Who is the man who occupies the screen behind the woman who is the main focus? What are the mysteries that lie within their relationship? What do we know about Kat Timpf's husband? Let's find out as we talk about what we know about him. Kat Timpf is a mystery. Anne-Marie Timpf and Elliot Timpf welcomed their daughter, Catherine Claire Timpf, into the world on October 29, 1988, in the city of Detroit, Michigan. Kat was the third child in a family of 3. The fact that she has siblings, Julia and Elliot Timpf, is a blessing for her. She had a deep interest in journalism from the time she was a child. Through their support and encouragement throughout her academic career, her parents, John and Anne-Marie, helped her develop a growing interest and curiosity in journalism. She graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in English from the University of Hillsdale, which is a private institution located in the state of Michigan, in the year 2010. She received a magna cum laude upon her graduation. It was during her time at Hillsdale that she discovered her talent for writing and for giving speeches in public. As a result, she participated in both academic and extracurricular activities, which demonstrated her determination and her personality, which was characterized by a strong drive to succeed, shone brightly. The ability to communicate effectively has, however, always been her greatest strength. Through participation in a variety of academic discussions and writing for the campus newspaper, she was able to hone her skills. Having this background was a significant contributor to her success as a television presenter for Fox News, where she discussed the concept of living the dream. When she is questioned about her educational background, she frequently asserts that her background in liberal arts continues to be significant in the development of her critical thinking abilities and intellectual diversity. In her own words, Hillsdale educated me to think critically and to express myself clearly, which is a clear indication of the influence that her alma mater has on her. Throughout her life, from childhood to adulthood, Timpf has displayed a peculiar attitude towards the influence that her parents have had on her. It is her assertion that they instilled in her a strong work ethic, which ultimately led to her becoming the person that she is today. There is also the fact that her sense of humor is similar to that of the Timpf family. At every opportunity she has had, she has pointed the finger of blame at her parents for those characteristics. There is no doubt that the humor originated from within. According to what she has stated, her father, who had a career in the media at one point, was the one who originally sparked her interest in the field of journalism. The apple did not fall very far from the tree in this particular instance. On the other hand, how did she manage to navigate the complex landscape of contemporary media? Kat Timpf and the contemporary media. The liberal arts education that Kat received laid the groundwork and equipped her with the tools that she would eventually use to achieve success in the modern media industry. For those who are just starting out in the field of media, the modern media may appear to be a confusing pool of goo as they navigate the waters. On the other hand, this was not the case for her because of her extensive first-hand experience in matters pertaining to the media. This experience not only assisted her in honing her skills, but it also assisted her in becoming more self-assured in her workplace, allowing her to confidently communicate her ideas and imaginations to other individuals without any kind of hesitation. Despite the fact that it takes a village to raise a child, Kat was brought up by several different teachers. They recognized the potential in her abilities and provided her with the necessary encouragement to pursue a career in journalism. It is not often that someone receives praise from the legendary Stephen Smith. He praised Kat's writing ability as well as her insightful decisions and choice of style while she was writing. He also predicted that she would have a significant impact on the field of journalism. He was absolutely correct. During the course of her education, she discovered internships that would allow her to experience and hone her skills in the areas of communication and marketing. These internships provided her with an opportunity to put her theoretical academic knowledge to use in real-world scenarios. Her first significant internship in the world of communication was from a newspaper company in Detroit, where she worked with seasoned veterans who showed her the ropes of journalism, taking her through the course of the complexities involved in gathering news and reporting stories. During this period of her life, she developed a stronger desire to achieve success in the media industry. Following the conclusion of her academic studies at Hillsdale in 2010, she moved to the Washington, D.C. area and immersed herself in the field of political journalism. I mean, if you are going to fish for major political stories in the United States, is there a better place to land the coveted whale than in the nation's capital state of Washington? The first significant achievement for Kat. During the time that she was navigating the waters of journalism, her first major breakthrough occurred when she was offered her first significant position on Campus Reform, a website that was governed by the Leadership Institute on campuses. It was her responsibility to report problems that were occurring on college campuses while she was employed there. In the course of her employment there, she became well known for her news delivery, which was characterized by her extraordinary capacity to make even the most serious news as humorous as possible. Her sharp wit, along with her sense of humor and her incisiveness, was the primary factor that contributed to her gaining respect. Despite the fact that it appears as though her big break has just arrived, it appears that fate has a great deal more in store for her. She began her career as a print and video journalist at Campus Reform, where she was hired in February of 2013. She began her career there. Prior to that, she covered topics such as discrimination, abuse, and fraud on college campuses. Additionally, she was able to secure employment as a news presenter for NASA's Third Rock Radio and at the Washington Times, where she worked as an editor. The Total Traffic Network employed her as a reporter and producer during her time there. The fact that Kat was able to simultaneously hold all of these positions made her a superwoman. Over the course of her career, Dong-So gained a wealth of experience in all facets of journalism. She was able to achieve a high level of professionalism in the field of journalism as a result of the consistent experience she gained. As a direct result of holding each position simultaneously and not slacking off on any of them, she was able to acquire skills such as reporting, editing, and broadcasting. What benefits does she have as a result of her level of work ethic and determination? Following the aforementioned significant achievements, she began to differentiate herself from other journalists, thereby establishing a significant benchmark at the very top. She became a role model for other children and women who might be interested in entering the world of journalism as a result of her success in this manner, which resulted in her gaining a massive following. These formative years were quite significant to her development because she has established herself as an exceptional critic who is capable of handling the most, as evidenced by the fact that she has published books such as National Review and Orange County Register. These publications elevated her to a position of prominence as an intelligent critic who possesses a voice that is both intelligent and distinctive. In order to secure her position at Fox News Channel, she demonstrated that she is capable of addressing even the most complex issues with a sense of clarity and wit. Investigative journalism, a journey towards its fulfillment. Kat Timpf's journey towards becoming an investigative journalist is a compelling story that exemplifies the importance of dedication, perseverance, and a strong sense of curiosity. Timpf's path to investigative journalism was shaped by her varied experiences and educational background, which ultimately led her to the Novak Journalism Fellowship. Timpf is now known as a prominent columnist for a television personality and a commentator on libertarian issues. During the beginning of his career, Timpf held a number of different positions in the media industry. These positions included digital editing at the Washington Times, reporting and producing for Total Traffic Network, and more. As a result of holding these positions, she was able to build a comprehensive understanding of the media industry and improve her reporting abilities. In spite of this, it was her participation in the Novak Journalism Fellowship that was the deciding factor in her decision to transition into investigative journalism. The Novak Journalism Fellowship is a prestigious program that was named after the well-known journalist Robert Novak. Its purpose is to provide financial assistance and professional development opportunities to aspiring journalists who are dedicated to conducting in-depth investigative reporting. In terms of her professional life, Trump's acceptance into this fellowship represented a significant milestone. It made it possible for her to delve deeper into complicated issues that are frequently ignored by mainstream media by providing her with the resources, mentorship, and platform she needed to do so. The fellowship is made available by the organization known as the Fund for American Studies. In the course of her tenure as a Novak Journalism Fellow, Timpf was afforded the opportunity to concentrate on investigative projects that were congruent with her libertarian beliefs and focus on the accountability of the government. Her investigative skills were not the only thing that she improved as a result of this fellowship. She also gained a deeper understanding of the significance of providing reports that are both thorough and objective. In light of Trump's dedication to uncovering the truth, regardless of how inconvenient or controversial it may be, the fellowship's emphasis on rigorous research and ethical journalism struck a chord with him. During the course of her fellowship, Timpf was responsible for a number of noteworthy projects, one of which was an investigation into the corruption of government funds. Her research brought to light a number of instances of wasteful financial management and mismanagement, which in turn sparked public debate and calls for reform. During the course of this project, she not only demonstrated her capacity to unearth concealed truths, but she also illustrated the influence that investigative journalism can have on the formation of public policy and governance. The accomplishments that Timpf achieved in these investigative endeavors served to further stoke her enthusiasm for journalism. She continued to pursue stories that required in-depth investigation and a critical eye, thereby establishing herself as a journalist who is both credible and determined. She earned a reputation for fearless reporting as a result of her investigative work, which frequently brought to light issues that were ignored by other media outlets. Throughout the course of Trump's career, the knowledge and experiences that he gained through the Novak Journalism Fellowship proved to be extremely beneficial. Through her investigative work, she was able to attract the attention of larger media platforms, which ultimately led to her current position as a prominent commentator and columnist. To this day, Timpf continues to incorporate the principles of investigative journalism into her reporting, thereby ensuring that her work continues to be not only insightful, but also factual and influential. The path that Timpf took to become an investigative journalist highlights the significance of programs such as the Novak Journalism Fellowship in the process of cultivating the next generation of journalists within the media. Furthermore, it highlights the ways in which such opportunities can completely transform the career of a journalist by providing them with the resources and support they require to pursue truth and accountability in a media landscape that is becoming increasingly complex. Having said that, they are not only helpful to journalists. Similarly, they provide the same services to other types of professionals who are interested in learning how to write, primarily for the purpose of publishing a well-written documentation of their thoughts regarding their respective profession. The fact that Kat Timpf has made her way into the field of investigative journalism is evidence of her unyielding dedication to the truth and integrity. A turning point in her life was when she became a recipient of the Novak Journalism Fellowship. This experience provided her with the knowledge, abilities, and self-assurance necessary to tackle difficult stories and make a significant impact through her work. As time continues to navigate the ever-changing landscape of journalism, she continues to serve as a shining example of the power that investigative reporting possesses in shaping public discourse and promoting transparency. Almost immediately, she became well-known and gained a significant number of followers as a result of her daring and humorous approach to journalism. Although it is possible for a journalist to create a name for themselves in the early stages of their career, there are some journalists who never make it to the mainstream media. In light of this, the question arises as to how she had the opportunity to reach the pinnacle of journalism by becoming a journalist for Fox News, the Fox News network. When you are a reporter, editor, writer, or even just a full-fledged journalist, the objective is to put in a lot of effort and arrive at the top of your field. She arrived, and oh, did she arrive! A good step towards achieving one's goals as a journalist is to work as a reporter for Fox News, which is widely regarded as one of the most influential television networks in the world. The opportunity presented itself, and she made the most of it while simultaneously building a name for herself. She is more than capable of resonating with a large audience as a result of her sharp wit and excellent intelligence. With the passage of time, she developed into a valuable asset that allowed her to appear on a number of programs at Fox News, one of which was The Gutfeld Show, where her wit and humor established her as a prominent figure. One of her most important skills is her willingness to engage in any kind of conversation and her willingness to challenge the conventional norms that have been established. She did not conform to the norms in any way. Her abilities demonstrate that she is not restricted in her journalism career. She is capable of it all. The fact that she was able to perform any and all tasks that were assigned to her made her rise through the ranks at Fox News considerably simpler and more expedient. Because of her openness and honesty, her work grew in popularity and became widely known. Her unfiltered and forthright demeanor made her a favorite among the general public. By appearing as a contributor to shows on Fox, such as Fox and Friends, as well as making a guest appearance on Outnumbered, a television series that airs on Fox Channel, she demonstrated her versatility to the fullest extent possible. At work, she has established a reputation for being a forceful voice of reason that you have no choice but to listen to. Her demonstration of versatility and profound awareness of events occurring around her at work have contributed to this reputation. Fans who regarded her as a firebrand and a straight talker praised her for her stoicism, which led to her receiving enthusiastic reviews. Not only did her wit become her greatest asset, but it also went on to become Fox's greatest asset. The effect that Gutfeld had on her career, as well as the phenomenon that is fame. Following Kat's appearance on Gutfeld, there has been a great deal of controversy surrounding her name, her reputation, and her professional life. In other words, it is only natural for the general public to form an opinion about a person and then continue to hold on to that opinion for as long as they can. A staple of her persona, her stoic character as a journalist who says things as they are, with clarity and incisiveness being her weapon of choice, has become a staple in her persona, and it resonated too well with the audience who listens to her takes and submissions on political affairs. Gutfeld, on the other hand, describes a different kind of beast. On Gutfeld, which is hosted by Greg Gutfeld, a comedian and political commentator who is best known for his work on Fox News, the show is called On Gutfeld. Comedy, political satire, and a discussion of current events are all elements that are included in the show. Gutfeld is well known for his irreverent style, and he frequently combines comedic elements with his coverage of news stories. Unrestrained humor is a dead ringer for unseriousness, which is not a play that is associated with the Kat Timpf playbook. The use of humor to satirize political shenanigans is too much of a dead ringer for unseriousness. It seemed as though the audience had already established a playbook based on her previous performances, and they appeared unwilling to change when she demonstrated her versatility. Despite the fact that Timpf's appearance on Gutfeld demonstrates her versatility, the audience's preconceived notions about her may prevent them from accepting this new facet of her persona. This is the thing about fame. The sense of attachment that the general public has to a particular image can be a double-edged sword. It is possible for individuals to be confined to specific roles that may not fully encompass their abilities or evolving perspectives, despite the fact that it is effective in establishing a powerful brand. Due to the fact that fame is a reality, once a public figure's persona has been established, it can be difficult to change it. Consistency is something that audiences frequently anticipate, and any deviation from the established narrative can possibly result in resistance or misunderstanding. It is possible that Timpf's decision to engage with Gutfeld's comedic style will be interpreted as being inconsistent with her established image, which will result in friction between her evolving role and the expectations of the public. In the end, the difficulty lies in reconciling her varied talents with the perceptions of the audience, which she did exceptionally well. A public figure's public journey is continually shaped by the interaction between their personal brand and the expectations of their audience, which is constantly shifting as media landscapes change and public figures navigate different platforms. Despite the fact that she had a number of detractors, she had an even greater number of supporters who admired the new persona that she was constructing with relative ease. Her rise to prominence in the intersecting worlds of comedy and politics was facilitated by the platform that Gutfeld made available to her throughout her career. In addition to the fact that she had begun to incorporate a new facet into her persona, she was also beginning to gain the acceptance of her followers. In a short amount of time, she became a fan favorite on the show Gutfeld, due to the fact that she was able to combine the worlds of comedy and politics without losing the relevance of the political topic that was being discussed. Her presence brought a new and approachable voice to the delicate subject matter that was discussed on the show, particularly due to the fact that she was able to inject the sickening politics with measured doses of laughter. Her intentional incorporation of personal anecdotes and points of view into their conversation was one of the things that stood out the most. She did this with the intention of adding layers of complexity to the ongoing conversation. The insertion of Tim into the show contributed to an increase in the show's rating. On the other hand, it ended up doing much more for her. At this point, her voice is recognized in the political atmosphere of the United States. Her deliberate overlap between comedy and journalism has now put her on the map of a relatively new genre, which is political comedy. With her appearances on Gutfeld and her rise to prominence as a voice to be reckoned with, she has become a formidable figure. Furthermore, it appears that the addition of personal stories by her has resulted in a certain degree of confusion regarding the actual state of her personal life. Many people have hypotheses that are posed as answers, which results in the spread of rumors that are not supported by evidence. Would you like to ask her about her personal life, the individual's life? It should come as no surprise that she is aware of the risks and dangers associated with exposing one's personal life as a celebrity, given that she is employed in the media. On the other hand, she is aware of the benefits that come with dropping hints about her personal relationships in order to protect herself from the relentless presence of social media and the rumor mill that it contains. Kat Timpf is not the type of person who does not reveal certain aspects of her private life to the general public. When it came to the condition of her health, she was rather forthright. In 2017, she underwent surgery, and she did not make any attempt to conceal the fact that she had the procedure from the media. Her benign tumor, which was located in her neck, was removed during the operation that was performed. During this trying time, she did not avoid using the internet, despite the challenges she was facing. Instead, she took it in stride and continued to communicate with her audience while retaining her personality, which was characterized by a combination of humor and a slight seriousness. This was something that had become a trademark of her work performance. Many people interpreted her decision to keep her fans up to date as a demonstration of both that she is strong and that she is vulnerable. Despite the fact that she had undergone surgery, she was confident that she would go on to recover. During the time that she was recuperating, she assuaged the concerns of her audience by consistently releasing a humorous message that helped to alleviate the tension. A little bit of humor is never going to hurt anyone, isn't it? In the aftermath of her operation, she reflected on how challenging it had been for her to make it through. According to her own words, she stated that humor helped me get through it. The use of humor appeared to have been a method of coping for her throughout her life. In addition to the issue of her health, many people appeared to be more interested in the reason why she never seemed to run out of steam to keep her happy mood going. Fans and audience members were interested in learning more about the man who had inspired her to smile and kept her going. Cameron Friscia is a name that has been consistently linked to her throughout the various instances. What exactly is Cameron Friscia? The former United States Army Ranger Cameron Friscia served in Afghanistan during his time in the military. Following his discharge from the military in 2014, he made the transition to the financial sector, first working at Bank of America and then later at Merrill Lynch. At the moment, he is employed at COA2 Management, a financial consultancy that specializes in technology investments in the capacity of a research associate. In May of 2021, Friscia tied the knot with Kat Timpf, a well-known personality on Fox News. Raya, a dating app, was where the couple first met, and they announced their engagement in the year 2020. Brooklyn, New York is their home, and they are open to the idea of starting a family at some point in the future. At that time, in May of 2021, they tied the knot. Cameron Friscia's life has undoubtedly been impacted in a variety of ways as a result of his marriage to Kat Timpf, a public figure. This marriage has brought together the realms of his personal and professional existence with the scrutiny of the public eye. The heightened attention from the public and scrutiny from the media is one of the significant effects. The following of Kat Timpf is substantial due to the fact that she is well known for her humorous and outspoken commentary on Fox News, as well as her work as a columnist. Friscia naturally becomes a subject of public interest as a result of this visibility, which inevitably extends to him. Friscia has had a distinguished career as a United States Army Ranger and is currently employed in the field of finance. However, his association with Timpf brings additional attention to him. as he attempts to strike a balance between supporting his wife's public endeavors and maintaining a certain degree of personal privacy. This can be an experience that is both beneficial and challenging for him. An additional factor that has had an impact on Friscia's life is the professional demands that Timpf's career has imposed. Due to the nature of her role, she is frequently required to participate in public events, make appearances on television, and interact with both fans and critics. Since Friscia is her spouse, he is frequently by her side during these events. Therefore, it is necessary for him to be at ease in the presence of the public audience. This exposure can be a double-edged sword, as it presents him with exceptional opportunities to interact with influential individuals and participate in high-profile events. But it also raises the possibility that he will be subjected to scrutiny and criticism from the general public. Timpf has stated on multiple occasions that he is not particularly fond of social gatherings or social media in general. However, he is an advocate for her, and she appears to be unable to avoid being in the public eye regardless. Not like the majority of people on the internet, Friscia is unique. While other people go there to discuss politics or even just the weather, he goes there to talk about the things that he is passionate about. Lacrosse is the sport that you would never guess it is. Imagine that you are playing hockey on a pitch. Lacrosse is a game that is extremely physically demanding, and the closest comparison to it is hockey. Additionally, being married to a public figure such as Timpf provides a sense of shared purpose when it comes to dealing with the perceptions of the public and the narratives presented by the media. It is imperative that Friscia is aware of the potential consequences that his actions and words may have for Timpf, and vice versa. Within the context of their collaborative efforts to manage both their public and private lives, this awareness has the potential to foster a deeper level of communication and partnership. In the end, Cameron Friscia's professional and personal lives are intertwined with the realities of public life as a result of his marriage to Kat Timpf, which has a significant impact on his life. Laughing about that is not an option. A cultural debate that is still going on about the boundaries of humor in society is reflected in the fact that you can't joke about that. The tension that exists between the right to free speech and the ever-evolving norms regarding political correctness, inclusivity, and respect is encapsulated entirely by this phrase. Throughout history, comedians have been known to challenge boundaries by addressing controversial topics and criticizing the norms of society. Legendary comedians like Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Dave Chappelle, and Richard Pryor used humor to challenge societal issues, arguing that comedy should remain unrestricted. However, with the rise of social media and awareness of social justice, comedy now faces increased scrutiny, sparking debates about its impact on marginalized communities. Kat Timpf, known for her dark humor, addresses this in her book, You Can't Joke About That Asterisk, arguing that humor can bring people together and foster understanding. Timpf's book blends personal stories with sharp social commentary, highlighting humor as her way of coping with life's challenges. She reveals her views on cancel culture's impact on comedy, critiquing the selective outrage that determines who gets canceled and how this trend stifles creativity and free expression. Timpf warns that sanitizing humor undermines comedy's role as a tool for societal reflection and change. Timpf's critique is a rallying call to preserve comedy's provocative nature, arguing that canceling culture risks silencing important voices. By curbing comedians' freedom to tackle sensitive issues, society may lose the cathartic and unifying power of humor. You can't joke about that. Serves as a reminder of the importance of humor's freedom to challenge, provoke, and, at times, offend for the sake of progress and unity. To view one of our other engaging videos, simply click on the video that is currently displayed on your screen.